it's Kina Knisley, and I am here with Samantha Aybar from Naples, Florida today. This is Real Talk about real estate. Thank you so much for joining us. Hey, Samantha, how are you? How is everything in Naples?
Wonderful, Kina. Thanks for having me. It's a beautiful sunny day. I would show you, but then we'd be blinded by the light.
Yes, I have to put this up so you don't get the glare. But so how's the market in Naples? I know we're everything's a little unknown right now. We don't have crystal balls, folks. But how
I
how
know.
is
I
it right
wish
now?
we did. Well, right now we're working towards a neutral market, but we're a buyer's market right now. So if you're looking to buy in Southwest Florida, now is the time. Now is the time to get in because that'll change. That's part of real estate. It goes back and forth and back and forth. So
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So we haven't been in a buyer's market for a while, so we were due. And so right now, I would say if you're looking at investing in property down here, it's a great time to do it, and I'd love to help you.
Yeah. So what's the average price point? If I want to come in and buy a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, just a
You
home.
know, Yeah, it varies a lot here. So, Naples, Marco Island, we have a lot of different areas. We have a lot of condos, homes. Most of our communities are in an HOA gated community here. So that can be very different than other parts of the country that aren't really used to that. I wasn't when I first moved here. So it really, really varies with, what end of town you're on. But for like a 3-2 single family home, we can get you, in something in Naples, around, between 500 and 600, I would say. We can go a little bit to the north and maybe drop the prices a little bit. And then the condos, it's all going to depend. Part of the reason why it varies is because each community is so different. We have a lot of lifestyle communities, so the amenities are so great. So those price points are going to be a little bit higher because they'll have restaurants and pickleball and, all these activities right there. I know, right?
In every state.
Yes, and those that don't have pickleball yet are getting them put in. So
I know, I need to catch up, I think. I haven't, yeah. I don't know.
yeah,
Something about
yeah.
chasing a little ball around in the heat just doesn't sound fun, but I may try it just to fit in.
Right? Right? Yeah. So
Are you
yeah,
having,
our price points really vary depending upon where you want to be and what your interests are. Um,
are you having any
Another,
insurance issues with the condos and even the 8 ones with the HOAs and the master plan insurance? We're having a lot of insurance issues, like doubling, quadrupling. Are you having that
um,
there?
we not necessarily right now. So we have, after if we get a big storm, our last for this area. Our last real big one was Ian. We had some small effects from Milton and Helene and that kind of stuff that kind of drove by or coasted by us up the coast a little bit. We got a little bit of effects from it. But after any major storm, we'll have some issues with insurance. And then, insurers will leave and then we'll have new ones or the same ones come right back in. So it gets a little wonky for a little while. But we're back there now. We do have, they're getting stricter with the condo inspections, not for even like when you purchase, but for the upkeep of the buildings. So the ones on the coast, which is a good thing. It is a good thing that they're doing that. And that kind of got, kicked off by that big condo collapse over on the East Coast a few years ago, which was
Yeah, I've
terribly
had
unfortunate.
buyers come here concerned about that because it happened in Florida.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and my answer is, we're built on a big piece of lava rock. So
Right.
we're not
Yeah, your foundation's a little different than ours.
have a foundation that's really not gonna see.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. But
you know, we'll do some.
yeah, but it's good that they're taking control of that now and they're doing the correct inspections with the engineers and making sure everything is good to
It makes
go.
your buyers feel better, and if you own something, you definitely want to know it's not going anywhere. Um,
Right,
so
exactly.
yeah.
And on this coast, we don't necessarily, you know, we don't have as many older condo buildings. You
Okay.
know, they're not, this area, the Naples area, didn't have as big of a boom as the East Coast, like the Miami and all that way back when. You know, we were a small, quiet retirement community for many, many years, which is no longer the case. We're very vibrant and happening now. But so a lot of we do have older buildings and they're being, inspected properly, but we don't have, the amount that the East Coast has. So we're a lot safer here.
So now what if somebody wants to come in and invest, like buy rentals or short-term rentals? How's the market there for long-term, mid-term, nightly rentals? Is that something you can do?
We don't do a lot of nightly. There are a few places we can get you in for that. Because a lot of our communities are within gated communities and HOAs, they do have restrictions on the majority of that kind of stuff. They don't want people flipping every night. But that being said, we have a very large seasonal market here. So our winters here are gorgeous, of course. You know, everyone coming from the north coming down. So we get um, people that come down and rent for, 2 to 3 months at a time every year. They've been doing it for years and years. So we do have a tremendous amount of investment opportunities for seasonal rentals.
Oh, so what,
Yeah.
what's the entry level for that? If somebody wants to come buy something, they can maybe, do seasonal renting. Guess they would stay
Yeah.
there in the summer and then rent it out in the winter, right? Is your trade.
Yeah, or use it themselves throughout the year until a lot of people will do that until they fully retire and then they'll come down and sometimes stay there or, forever, or they'll say, this has served our purpose while we were working part-time or not quite at retirement age. And now we want to find something different now that we're here full-time. So as far as price point, it's really going to depend on what you want to do. If you want to be on the beach, if you want to golf every day, if you want, to have boating access. I mean, you can get anywhere from, in the 400s up into the multi-millions.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So
And then the restrictions go based on that association. So some say you have to rent for a minimum of 90 days, some you have to rent for 30 days. So that kind of stuff.
so what's bringing people there? Just retirement, or is there industry, or is it's just we're gonna move to Naples because it's just dang fun.
Well, it's just the perfect place to be. No, I mean, a lot of it is retirement. We have people here that, that I have helped personally where they used to visit their grandparents when they were coming down for the winters, and that was, 30, 40 years ago. And now, so then they've always kind of had a shoe in the door here, and it's familiar and it's comfortable. It's absolutely gorgeous. We're on the west coast of Florida, so on the Gulf side. So the beaches are stunning and the water's more calm. You don't get the huge waves. It's not a surfing area. That's more the East Coast. So we're very water friendly over here for
Well,
that.
it's so
So
nostalgic for these kids to come back because
yeah,
yeah, that is
yeah.
awesome. So
We have a lot to do. I mean, a lot more industries are coming here. Like I said, I've been here since '98, and when I moved here, it was a sleepy retirement community. And I thought, oh my goodness, what did I do? Because I was so young. But it's a great place to raise a family. It's become a lot younger now. A lot of people are moving here to get out of the bigger cities up north and come here and raise their families down here. And more industries are coming down here because it's not the sleeper town anymore. So,
So what is there that's fun to do?
wow, where do I get started?
I want to know all of it. Yeah, every one of these, I'm like, oh, I want to go there. Then I have to
Yes,
housing.
I Yeah, well, a huge draw for us is, of course, the gorgeous beaches, the white sand beaches, which, you know what that's like living by the water.
Yeah, I'm a little picky about my beaches.
Yeah, yeah, and I agree. I am too.
No,
After you live on one, it's like, oh, this isn't as nice as mine.
I know. Yeah, I've yet to buy a beach house because I just can't match. But I also
Yeah,
can't buy one here because I just don't have
yeah.
27
So we have the
pounds. But
we have the stunning beaches. We have fantastic fishing. You can do fishing really close to shore. You can go offshore fishing. I know that, I've personally gone out 30, 40 miles in a boat to do fishing. So there's, all the ranges of fishing. I mean, you can fish from shore, you can fish off the pier. So there's tons of fishing. You get great, great fish here. So that's a big draw. And boating, people that just like boating and being on the water. It's a fantastic place for that. Another big draw that we have is golfing on the golf course. So we live on the golf, but we have golf courses. We have Naples. So I'm not even talking Southwest Florida here. And Southwest Florida is just a few towns. It's not a very big area. So I'm just talking about Naples. Naples has, I believe, at last count, and it could have increased, definitely didn't decrease. We had 86 golf courses in Naples.
my goodness. So,
Yeah.
wow. That's a
And yeah, so some of them are private, some of them are public. So that's where that kind of fits into the whole house hunting thing too, is, if you want a private golf, step outside your door and go golf every single day. Some people like to do it every day.
my
Some people just do it as a hobby. We have that. We have, and then pickleball. And then a really cool kind of side thing, this doesn't attract people to our area. In fact, a lot of people don't realize it till they get here, and then they're kind of surprised but intrigued. We're right next to the Everglades.
oh,
So you can go, I always take people to go on airboat rides and swamp buggy rides. It's such a different
oh,
twist
fun.
from
Yeah.
the luxury beach and golf courses, and then you take them out
You
to
see
the
like
swamp essentially.
you see alligators when you're out there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And is that
Yeah.
why do you guys have those fenced or like the screened in patios to keep the bugs and the alligators out? Is that what it's for? I always think that's what it's for. So you don't.
It's really for bugs. It's for bugs. But I mean any sort of, wildlife anywhere. I mean, even up north, it would, not that people have an issue with it, but just for an example, you have the raccoons running around at night or whatever, they wouldn't be able to come to your back door. You could sit out there and, you know, or
Ah,
sleep out there and they wouldn't. So it's really for bugs, honestly. And a lot of people don't use them. There's different systems in place. So, and in the winter, we don't get a lot of bugs here because it's just the perfect temperature in the winter. So,
but no. So
yeah.
is there anything else you would let somebody to know about Naples?
There's, well, we have amazing restaurants and food and just the stuff like that, but we have so many different options. You can go right off the beach in your shorts and your flip-flops and grab some fresh fish, or you can go get dressed up and get all fancy, that kind of stuff. So there's something here for everyone. Like I mentioned, the pickleball's become huge down here. Tennis is also, a lot of people have made the switch to pickleball, but tennis, there are communities that really align with tennis players, and that's their main attraction to that community is tennis. So there's something for everyone down here. There really is.
No, now I have to go to Naples. I just need to.
I know, right? Yeah.
No, but no, well, thank you so much. So this has been Samantha with Naples, Florida. If you know anybody who wants to buy, sell, or invest in the area.
Absolutely.
It was so great. Thank you so much. This has been Kina Knisley with Real Talk About Real Estate. See you guys next time.
Thanks, Kina. See you soon.